Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to crack one of the trickiest codes in the English language, those tiny little words a, n, and the. But maybe the most important question is, when do you use, well, nothing at all? Let's get into it.
All right, let's just dive right in with a classic. This one question trips up pretty much everyone. But you know what? The answer to this is the secret key to understanding the whole system.
So I'm guessing you were taught to look for the letters A, E, I, O, U, right? Well, that's not exactly wrong, but it's not the real rule either. The secret rule, the one that actually works every single time, has nothing to do with how a word is spelled. It's all about how it sounds.
So here's our game plan. We're going to break down the difference between indefinite and definite articles. Then we'll uncover that secretive sound for a and an. After that, we'll crack the code for the, explore the surprising power of using no article at all, and then wrap it all up with a super simple 3-step cheat sheet.
Okay, first things first. We have to start with the most basic choice you make. Are you talking about just any old thing, or are you pointing to a very specific one? This, right here, is the heart of the whole indefinite versus definite puzzle. So articles are basically just little signposts. They stand in front of a noun and they tell your listener, hey, picture any random one of these, or hey, look at that specific one we both know about. They're just pointers.
Let's see how this works in a quick story. Imagine this sentence. A man decided to rob a bank. See how we use a? That's because we're introducing these things for the very first time. Right now, it can be any man in any bank in the entire world. They're not specific yet.
But now, watch what happens next. The cashier gave the man the money. Suddenly, everything is the. Why? Because now we know exactly who we're talking about. It's not any man anymore, it's the man from the first sentence who's at the bank we just mentioned. See? We've gone from general to specific.
Okay, let's circle back and finally solve that puzzle from the beginning. It is time to learn the secret of sound. And trust me, when it comes to choosing between a or an, you need to forget what you see and start listening.
And here it is. This is the big one. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. The choice between a and an is determined by sound, period. It's that simple.
And this right here is the proof. It's an hour because the H is silent. The first sound you actually hear is a vowel, ow. But it's a university because the first sound is U, which is a consonant sound, like the word you. Same thing for all of them. An M, P, starts with that M vowel sound, while a one-eyed man starts with a W sound. It's always about what you hear, not what you see written down. All right, so we've got a and an sorted. Now let's crack the code of the. The easiest way to think about the is like it's a spotlight. It shines a light on one single specific thing that you and the person you're talking to both know about. And there are some really clear patterns for when to use it. You use it for things that are totally unique, like the sun or the sky. You use it for specific places on a map, like the USA or the Nile. It also gets used for cultural ideas, like the cinema, and for when something is the best or the first, like the best book. Okay, we've done a, an, and the. But this next part is, I think, the most interesting. It's when the most powerful, most correct choice you can make is to use nothing at all. This is called the zero article, and using it or not using it can totally change what you're saying. So when do you leave that space blank? Well, you do it when you're talking about general ideas, not a specific thing, like when you talk about love or information in general. And here's the cool part. You also do it for places when you're talking about why that place exists.
Okay, just look at this, because this is fascinating. If you say someone was taken to hospital, you mean they're a patient. That's the main purpose of a hospital. But if you say you went to the hospital, you just mean you went inside that specific building, probably as a visitor. It's the same for at school as a student versus being at the school down the street. That one little word, the, completely changes the situation.
And this zero article idea applies in a lot of other places too. We use it when we're talking generally about plural things, like children like chocolates, or uncountable stuff, like sugar is bad for you. It's the same for meals, languages, and sports. In every one of these, you're talking about the general concept, not one specific time or thing.
Phew. Okay, I know that was a lot of rules, so let's boil it all down into a super simple 3-step cheat sheet you can use anytime you get stuck.
Just ask yourself these 3 questions in order. First, is this thing specific, one of a kind, or have we already talked about it? If yes, boom, use the. If no, go to step 2. Is it just one countable thing but not a specific one? If yes, use a or an, and remember to use your ears, not your eyes. And if the answer is still no, move on to step 3. Is it a general concept, a plural, or one of those special primary purpose places? If it is, then your answer is use nothing, no article at all.
So, in the end, the big takeaway is this. Articles aren't just annoying little grammar rules you have to memorize. They're tools of precision. They are pointers that guide your listener's brain. So the real question you should ask yourself isn't which article is correct, it's what exactly am I trying to point at?